Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. 2022 is slowly closing out, and I say good riddance. It's been an awful year, and I'm still sick, by the way. Like, I had to muster up all my strength to do this video. You know what really sucks though? When I was looking at my list and I was putting together my top 10 list, man, I am really disappointed with myself with this list. Now, 1 through 5, I'm proud of. I'm like, okay, this is a great solid list. But then when we start again through 6 to 10, I was like, man, I really didn't see a lot of movies this year, and I really need to make up for that going into 2023. So my goal, my New Year's resolution for next year is to watch more movies, because some of these movies that made my top 10, I am ashamed of it. I am absolutely ashamed that some of these movies made it into my top 10 list, but I had no absolute choice because other movies I saw just suck, and there's other movies that I've never even seen. So unfortunately, I didn't see a whole lot of movies this year. So this is going to be my list of top 10 movies of 2022. Now, disclaimer, these are just my personal list. It is not a definitive list, but by all means, feel free to post your top 10 list in the comment section below. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into it. Coming in at number 10 is Black Adam, the little movie that couldn't make it to 400 million and it completely destroyed the DCEU. That's right, guys. It's in my top 10 movie. Is it a great movie? Absolutely not. But like I said before, there wasn't a whole lot of movies I saw this year, and at the end of the day, at least the movie was entertaining. I thought Hawkman and Dr. Fate really stood out in this movie. Black Adam, played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, was okay. He was pretty generic, to be honest with you, and it really felt like a very old school superhero movie. But overall, if you want something that's pretty short and just at least entertaining, it's worth checking out. Coming in at number 9 is Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness. Overall, I thought it was a fine movie. It didn't, insult my intelligence like Thor: Love and Blunder. I thought Wanda was really the standout character, played by Elizabeth Olsen. I thought she was the absolute standout in this movie. I thought for a film that's called Multiverse of Madness, they could have dived a little bit more into the multiverse and the madness of the multiverse, but they played it really, really safe. We got a nice, list of cameos in the movie, which I thought was really cool. But really, the movie stood out because of Wanda and what they did with that character and the development of that character. So Doctor Strange 2 makes it into the top 10. Coming in at number 8 is Death on the Nile, a movie I really enjoyed. I seen it much earlier in the year. I caught it on like a streaming service, like a lot of these movies now. I just kind of catch them on streaming service, and I really enjoyed the movie. What it was, it's a standout all-star cast, of course. Murder mystery on the Nile, pretty cookie cutter, to be honest with you, but I really enjoyed it for what it was, and that's why it's coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Caught this on Disney Plus when it came out. Really looking forward to it. Wasn't really expecting a whole lot, and I really ended up being charmed and laughed my butt off in this movie, especially with the whole ugly Sonic joke that just kept repeating throughout the movie. I thought it was really hilarious. It was a love letter to those shows back in the 90s, and of course, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. So I really enjoyed it. It was it felt like a modern day Roger Rabbit for people that grew up with the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers and those Disney shows back in the 90s. Coming in at number 6 was Sonic 2, which I had to go back and double check because I thought it came out last year, but it actually came out this year. Really enjoyed the movie. It did everything that the first movie did, but amplified it, made it better. They added Knuckles, they added Tails. Jim Carrey came back as Robotic. We had a great end credits scene. It was really good, and I really enjoyed it. And I think it's one of the best video game movies ever. I think it's like slightly takes out the original Mortal Kombat if we're going in terms of what a video game movie is. And I really enjoyed the movie a lot. Coming in at number 5 is Wakanda Forever. This was a movie that was highly anticipated, that I very much was looking forward to. And although it's not higher up on my list, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fantastic movie with a lot of heart, a lot of layers, and a lot of fantastic performances. It was a movie that brought you to tears. It was so heartfelt. Ryan Coogler did a fantastic job, taking this movie and making something out of it that could have easily went to shambles with the death of Chadwick Boseman. Wakanda Forever, I thought, was a fantastic movie, the best MCU movie by far this year and in Phase 4, in my opinion, and that's why Wakanda Forever comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is The Batman. Look, guys, This movie was fantastic. Everybody that wanted to complain about Robert Pattinson as Bruce and Batman, like I told everybody, just calm down. This dude's gonna knock it out of the park. The cast in general was just absolutely fantastic. Like, such great casting in this movie. Everything from Zoe Kravitz, like playing Catwoman, Selena Kyle was fantastic. We had Colin Farrell playing Penguin. We had Andy Serkis as Alfred. Just a big all-star cast, and Paul Dano really stood out. Like, Paul Dano did a masterful performance. Like, I was blown away by how well this guy can act, and he was already a fantastic actor, and he just took it to a whole nother level. And the Batman just kind of blew me away on what the standard of a comic book film can be. Coming in at number 3 is The Black Phone. I caught this movie months ago in theaters. Wasn't really expecting a whole lot from it, and I was blown away at how much I actually enjoyed this movie. This movie was creepy. It kept me intrigued. I wanted to know what was going on, like what was going on with the mystery of this guy, like played by Ethan Hawke, and this little kid and this black phone and his sister that can see visions and stuff. Like, it was really intriguing. It was entertaining. It was creepy. It was thrilling, and it kept me at the edge of my seat throughout the entire film, and that's something that I really enjoyed. It's a smaller film, but it's a fantastic film that I think more people need to check out. Coming in at number 2 is Prey. That's right, the Predator prequel that was on Hulu. I absolutely love this movie. I think this might be, other than the original, my favorite Predator movie of all time. Like, the actress was so good. I like the small feel of this small little tribe trying to hunt down this predator that's hunting down them, and I like how simplistic it was. You know, you didn't have no DNA splicing with this predator, make a super predator, or them fighting aliens or nothing. No, you have a predator on the planet, right, and it's hunting down the best prey, and then it comes across this tribe, and then you have this girl trying to prove herself. It was just absolutely a fantastic, action-packed movie that tells me that there still can be great movies based on properties if they're done right. So Prey, I thought, was the absolute standout, and it is my number 2 movie of the year. And finally, coming in at my number 1 spot is Morbius. This movie was absolutely just mind-blowing. No, it's not Morbius, guys. It's Clerks 3. This was a movie that I've been waiting for a very long time. It was a movie that I thought was never going to happen, to be honest with you. Kevin Smith would talk about it, but it just seemed like there was no traction. And the movie finally came out, and I was able to catch it. And man, I seen this movie in theaters with my best friend Adam. And I'll tell you what, I never seen a movie that made me laugh and cry so hard in my entire life. And the heart and soul that Kevin Smith put into this film, you can tell that Clerks 3 was his baby, was his passion project. That he put a lot of himself into this movie, like he does a lot of his projects. But this one really hits home because it's like a love letter to the Clerks franchise and all the fans that stood with him throughout the years. This was the final chapter, the love letter to everyone in this universe, and Clerks 3, I think, nails it absolutely out of the park. I thought the acting was absolutely fantastic. The jokes hit. Everything about this movie was just funny and very heartfelt. Well, guys, like I said, it's not the best list. I stand by my 1 through 5. 6 through 10 gets a little rocky, but overall, those are the movies that I saw this year. There was a lot of movies that I did not see, and I'm hoping to fix that going into 2023. I want to thank everybody for watching. Be sure to leave your list in the comment section below, and until next time, everybody, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.